Welcome back to another powerful English learning story. Today's story is about Sophie, a young woman who worked hard, followed the rules, and believed that being kind and patient would always lead to success. But sometimes, behind a friendly smile hides someone very different. This is the story of a boss who wore two faces, one for the world and one for the people who worked under him. Listen carefully, follow the words, and practice your English as we explore the two-faced boss. Let's begin. Sophie had always dreamed of working at Brightside Media. It was a famous company. Everyone wanted to work there. When she got the job as a marketing assistant, she felt like she was walking on air. This is it, she told herself. This is where my career begins. On her first day, she met Mr. Carter, the boss. He was tall, well-dressed. His smile was wide, and his voice was smooth. "Welcome to the team, Sophie. We're like family here," he said, shaking her hand. Sophie smiled. "Thank you, sir. I'm excited to be here." At first, everything seemed perfect. Her co-workers were friendly. The office was bright and lively. Mr. Carter would often walk around, patting people on the back, laughing, saying things like, "We're a team, we grow together. Hard work always gets rewarded." Sophie believed every word. But it didn't take long for the cracks to show. On her second week, Sophie stayed late to finish a project. When Mr. Carter walked by her desk, his smile was gone. His face was cold. "Is that not done yet?" he snapped. I'm almost finished, sir," she stammered. "Almost isn't good enough." "You're not paid to almost do things," he said, before walking away. Sophie blinked. Was that the same man who called this a family? She whispered to herself. The next day, in front of clients, Mr. Carter was all smiles again. "Sophie's one of our best new employees," he said proudly. "She works so hard." Sophie smiled. But inside, she felt confused. As weeks passed, it became a pattern. In front of clients, guests, and upper management, Mr. Carter was charming, kind, supportive, but behind closed doors, he was someone else. "This report is trash. Redo it. Why are you so slow? Figure it out. You should know this already." His voice was sharp. His words cut deep. Sophie often found herself sitting in the bathroom, holding back tears. Why is he like this? Why does no one talk about it? She wondered. But when she asked co-workers quietly, they all said the same thing. That's just how he is. Smile in public, fire in private, just survive. Keep your head down. If you complain, he'll make your life worse. Sophie tried. She worked harder, stayed late, skipped lunches, hoping that maybe one day he would see her effort, that he would go back to being the smiling boss who welcomed her on day one. But it never happened. One day, Mr. Carter called her into his office. "Sophie, your last project wasn't up to my expectations." Her heart dropped. "But sir, I followed every instruction." "Did you? Because if you did, why does it look like this?" he snapped, slamming a folder onto the table. Sophie's hands shook. I can fix it. Fix it. You should have done it right the first time." Maybe you're not as good as I thought. Those words echoed in her head. Not as good as I thought. That night, Sophie went home, sat on her bed, and stared at the ceiling. She felt broken, lost. Am I really not good enough? She whispered. The next morning, Sophie walked into the office feeling small. But something happened. Her co-worker, Lily, came to her desk. Lily whispered, "Check your email." Sophie opened her inbox. An anonymous message, attached, was a recording. It was Mr. Carter yelling at another employee, calling them useless, worthless, a mistake. And another file. And another. It wasn't just her. It was everyone. Sophie's hands trembled. She looked around the office, smiling faces, forced smiles, people pretending everything was okay. We all suffer quietly, Lily whispered. But maybe we shouldn't anymore. That day, Sophie made a choice. She gathered the recordings, printed screenshots of emails, and went straight to the HR manager. She placed everything on the desk. I didn't want to do this. But enough is enough, she said, her voice shaking but strong. What followed was chaos, an investigation, meetings, interviews, whispers spread around the company like wildfire, and finally, 1 month later, Mr. Carter was called into a board meeting. The next day, he was gone, fired. When the announcement came, the office was quiet for a moment. Then, someone started clapping. Then another, and another. A wave of relief swept through the company. Sophie sat at her desk, feeling light, for the first time in months. The air felt clean. A week later, her manager, the new manager, called her in. Sophie, I know this was hard, but what you did was brave. You made this a better place for everyone. We'd like to offer you a promotion. You've more than earned it. Sophie smiled, not because of the promotion, but because she had finally learned. Her worth wasn't decided by someone else's cruelty. Her value wasn't tied to someone's bad mood. She was enough. She was strong. And she would never forget it again. Thank you for listening to Sophie's story, The Two-Faced Boss with VocaBella. Have you ever worked with someone who wore two faces? Who was kind to the world, but cruel when no one was watching? Remember, no job, no boss, no person ever has the right to make you feel small. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me again for more English listening stories that teach lessons about life, love, strength, and self-worth.